Look at this landscape. It is vast, dry, and entirely unforgiving. Every animal walking across these plains is on a ticking clock, fighting against an environment built to drain their energy. When we see a 400-pound male lion moving through this grass, we tend to see royalty patrolling a comfortable domain, but biology tells a much harsher story. Right now, this predator is quietly starving. He is operating at a severe, life-threatening caloric deficit. This animation shows the daily caloric requirement of an apex predator, plotted against a rapidly depleting internal energy budget. Moving a massive, muscular frame across miles of uneven ground burns thousands of calories a day, draining those reserves incredibly fast. Every step is a high-stakes calculation, a push to find fuel before his metabolism forces a total shutdown. Because of that rapid drain, a sleeping lion is actually performing a vital survival tactic. Resting forces his body to hoard every last calorie, actively delaying the onset of starvation. By finding deep shade and dropping his breathing rate, he lowers his core body temperature. This near-total immobility acts as a physical pause button on his internal furnace. Even leaving shade to get a drink requires a biological payout. Approaching water leaves him exposed, forcing him to expend precious energy. Look at his tense muscles. Constantly scanning the brush for threats triggers an immediate physiological response. As his brain releases cortisol and adrenaline, his heart rate spikes. Those stress hormones burn through his remaining caloric budget, even while his physical body is almost perfectly still. Whether he is sleeping in a tree or taking a quiet drink, every single action is a calculated withdrawal from an energy account teetering dangerously close to zero. Eventually, the math tips. The threat of total organ failure begins to outweigh the need to conserve, and he is forced to hunt. This imperative dictates an agonizingly slow approach. A lion will spend hours taking single, silent steps to get within striking distance, because a premature sprint wastes fuel he cannot replace. Before moving, his brain processes a massive cognitive load, calculating wind direction and target distance. There is zero margin for error. Misjudging the distance burns the exact reserves needed for a second attempt. A missed strike often guarantees starvation. When he finally commits, it is an explosion of physics. He channels every drop of fuel into a high-speed, high-stakes collision of muscle and instinct. The hunt is a final, calculated gamble, an investment of remaining strength to secure the calories needed to survive another week. After exerting that maximum force, the physiological toll is immediate. His muscles ache with lactic acid, and he is completely exhausted, fighting to draw oxygen back into his lungs. Survival at the top of the food chain is defined by this biological friction, where raw strength meets the hard limits of what a body can endure. Dominating this ecosystem requires enduring days of gnawing hunger, immense physical strain, and constant vulnerability. As the sun goes down, the cycle resets. He must immediately begin hoarding calories, preparing to face the exact same deficit tomorrow. The true weight of the apex predator doesn't come from a lethal bite. It comes from an absolute mastery of endurance, surviving day after day in a landscape built to break him.